Stop struggling with wonky circles and jagged edges. Today I'm showing you how to get the most out of your creative memory circle cutters and blades to create the perfect festive elements for our Christmas in April layout. If you've ever found these blades a little tricky, I can tell you I have. This tutorial is just for you. Hi everybody, I'm playing along with Christmas in April and I am using the Uniquely Creative Home for Christmas papers for this layout. Now, I was asked recently in a video that I did where I used the circles, and they asked how they could use the creative memories with the blades and if I'd show them how. So today that's what we're going to do. First of all, I'm just trimming up my papers that I'm going to need. I want to create a like a visually like a Christmas tree effect, hanging in a drawing room or something of old. And so I'm just trimming down the papers. Now they're just gorgeous. The colors and the designs are just perfect in this range for you know, a classical Christmas layout. So I'm going to put in some horizontal strips. I'm going to have my landing piece there, and I fussy cut that fireplace with the stocking and presents and poinsettias, which will be a feature on the layout. So first off, I'm going to lay down the green. It looks like brocaded wallpaper that you find in an old drawing room of a mansion or a Elizabethan home, and I just love the pattern and design of it. And then I wanted to tone it down a little, and by using the fleur de lis on the beigey color or the goldy color, that looks really spectacular. And I've put in that music paper in between to be the base for the photos. So I fussy cut, as I said, this part out of one of the papers, and it's just stunning. Uh-oh, we've got a visitor. I forgot to tell you, we've got a visitor. This one here is Petal. This is my new little rescue kitten. Have a look at her. Isn't she beautiful? She's just gorgeous. Now, Petal, and this one here too. This one here is Buttercup. Look how cute she is. Well, we're hoping she's a she. These two little darlings were part of a litter that were dumped at the end of a driveway of a girl at work's friends, and they needed homes. So guess what? They came home with us. And so they're now probably going to feature on some layouts in the future. Aren't they cute? They just wanted to pop in and have a little visit. Petal, the black one, just has a very close affinity to me already, wanting to sit on my shoulder all the time. So as I said, I fussy cut this piece out. Sorry about that interlude. Just too cute. I just thought I'd add a little bit of cuteness to the layout today. And I am using it as a feature on the page. So I'm really trying to create the image here that we're looking into a drawing room and the decorations are hanging from the tree. So that's what I'm going for in my themey type of approach to this layout. So as I said, today we're learning how to use these circle cutters from Creative Memories. I love them. I've had them ever since, like, I can't even tell you, since I started scrapping back in the early 2000s. And I used to have the old blades and used to be able to cut everything and anything with them. Now, the secret of these new blades that I learned from another viewer, thank you, whoever that viewer was, I can't remember your name and I do apologize, but if it was you, put it in the comments down below and I will acknowledge you, told me to turn the cap over and use it like a handle. Then you need to put those little tracks into that track, so it actually swivels. So that's the best part of it. Now, if you don't put it in properly, you're going to see what happens here. If you don't put it in properly, you will scratch your surface. Now, I didn't put it in properly when I first started, and you will see that that photo's got a little bit of a scratch to the top of that surface. So it's so important that those little tracks on the blade go directly into the groove. Now, I'm going to cut some matting, so I'm going down to the smaller one now. So, and I'm going to use it to be the next layout behind the photo. So once again, I'm putting it down. I'm putting those little like they're like little prongs into the track, and it's really hard sometimes to get them in, but once they're in, it just glides beautifully. And don't forget to put your blade in the reverse side of the cap so that it's like a handle and you can actually grip it quite easily, but you really need to make sure that those prongs sit in the track. All right, so that's something that my viewer taught me, and since she's done that, it's been a game changer. Now, with these blades, they're all different widths. You can see the width between the prongs and the blade, and that allows you to get your different circle dimensions so you can do multiple layering. For this one, I'm going to do green, which is the next one after the red, so that I get that next layer. And so I'm using the small circle again, and it's going to provide that extra circle for me to put my circles together, and you can see how they layer up perfectly. And I just love this whole process. It allows you to get a clean cut to your photo, and it allows you to get a clean cut to your paper, and then it allows you to layer it up. Now I also want some smaller circles on the layout to continue on the pattern, so I'm going to use the center of this green one here, and I put that to the side, and I use the red blade on the inside there. And now I'm going to use the blue blade on the inside of the bigger circle, because that will give me a bigger bigger cut than that smaller one. And this is just about practice and play, about getting your sizing and using them tools to get the sizes that you like. And you can see there the different tool. If I'd have used red, I would have got a bigger circle again. So that's why I went with the blue, to get the furthest into the center, but still big enough that it makes a difference. So don't forget, when you're using your Creative Memories cutters these days, turn the blade over and pop it in so that it makes like a handle, and then make sure those little prongs sit perfectly in the track, and it will just swivel. Always turn them around and put them back together so you protect your blades and not cut anyone, because believe me, they are very sharp. And then you have perfect circles every single time. So that's the Creative Memories cutter, and that's how I use them. There are different shapes. If you haven't gotten them, well worth the money. As I said, I've had my cutters since the early 2000s, and I use them all the time. They sit on my desk over to the side so that I can easily access them anytime I want to circle. So hopefully that's been helpful. Put down in the comments if it has. Is there something else you want me to demonstrate? Make sure you put that in the comments, and I will get around to doing that as well. So now that I've got my circles for my layout done, I am just layering them up on top of each other, as you can see here, and then getting them ready to go to the layout. In the process, I also cut out 2 strips, you can see there, in the gold and the green, and they are going to become like fishtail banners on there. So the idea is, or the concept is, these are going to sit here like ornaments on the tree. Now, I did use glue to put it down, and unfortunately I can't put that over the top of the photo, which is what I would have normally done. So I'm just going to embellish it a little bit differently. So that's one photo, and that's the other photo. So it looks like they're hanging from a tree. And then I want these other little circles to replicate like other ornaments. So that's the feel that I want for the layout. I'm putting these fishtail banners, which you pinch the edge and then cut a triangle, and you'll get a perfect fishtail every time. I want those to be a landing spot for my title, which we're going to put onto the page as well. Now, these photos were taken last year at Christmas time with my daughter and myself at Canada Valley Inn. They had a beautiful Christmas display there. We went there for afternoon tea one day, and just like, the display was just phenomenal. And I really do love a good Christmas display. So I will go and seek them out, and I will take photos, because I just love, love, love it. And this tree was green and gold, and the colors of the papers just blended beautifully. And as you can see, they just it's coming together like a perfect little Christmas scene. So now I'm going to cut from the icon sheet here. I cut out 2 more poinsettias, and I cut out the holly, and I also took the title. I did fussy cut from the back of one of the papers the ornament that you see sitting up in the circles. That allows that set of 3 up there, and as I said, I'm trying to portray like it's ornaments hanging from a tree in the room. So putting the holly there where that title is to create a little landing spot. I'm using chippy strips to pop these poinsettias up to give them some depth and some layering. so that they're not just sitting flat, but it's also helping to build that area over to the bottom right where that fireplace and stocking and set of florals are. And as you can see, look at that, it just fits in so well. I love it. Now I have this paper tape which is white and it has a gold thread, and I'm going to use that for the hanging of my ornament, which once again I'm popping up on chippy strips, and I have put a strip of glue down the center so it will sit on that paper tape and hold. Now I'm going to teach you another thing. I want a bow on that ornament, so I'm bringing in my bow all that my husband created for me all those years ago, because I don't know where my little white one is at the moment. I have to go and find it. I do have a plastic white one, but this is how I use the bow awl to tie my bows perfectly every single time. This is a bigger bow than my white one produces, but that's okay because that's what I wanted for this one. And it's just something he made for me because I needed a bow awl because I'm terrible at tying bows. And as you can see, look at that, perfect bow, sits beautifully. You can purchase a bow awl from different places. I think I got my white one from Amazon probably. So, you know, there's lots of places to get a bow awl, or you can create your own, as you just saw. There you go. So that's pretty much my layout. Look at it. It looks so effective, very festive, very Christmassy. So I want to finish it off now. And to do that, I want to be able to draw your eye around as always. So I'm going to use some Nuvo drops, and I'm off finding the color that I want because I thought they were readily at hand, but no. I had to go and find some gold. And in the end, I've decided to go with some gold stickles. Now, I haven't used this gold stickle for a while, and this is a problem with wet media. If you don't use it for a while, it sort of gets a bit clogged, especially here in Australia where it dries out because it's so hot. So I'm just going to have to clean this little nozzle, and I'm sticking my awl through just to break the solid glue that has stuck there. I'm testing that it's still coming out, and you can see that it's still not clear, so I'm going to have to come from the other end and poke it through to the top, which can be problematic. So make sure you're storing them, A, where they're not going to go hard, and B, upside down because it keeps the fluid down. So make sure that they sit down, facing down with the nozzle so that they just keep free flowing. And I'm just putting in the 3 there. I'm going to put another 3 up here to the top with these ornaments. And you can see it's a little bit gluggy because it's starting to thicken up. So use your media. Don't hold on to it. It's for you to use. And I put that little one over there where I pop those poinsettias up. So now I've set up a visual triangle, and the visual triangle allows your eye to roam evenly around the page. It takes the stress from your eye, and it allows you actually to take in the detail of the page. And I love how that has turned out. Now I'm looking at it, and you know me, it's just not finished yet. So I'm going to add in some faux stitching here because I think that line's a little bit harsh between the green and the middle strip. So I'm going to put in some faux stitching with the brown so it complements and it just sits nicely in at the bottom. It's really important that you choose your pens to match your design and that they don't overpower. Sometimes it's black that works well, sometimes it's white, and sometimes it's a colour from the page. And today I've chosen to go with a brown. I'm using a fine line marker here. Somebody asked me the other day where I got my gel pens from. I get them from everywhere, generally Officeworks, but I can get any gel pen. And the same with these markers. These are like little thin markers that I've had for a long, long time, and I believe originally I got them from Big W. So here you go, everybody. This is how it has come together. I love it. Look at it. It's very festive, very simple and clean, but it just has that old world feel to it, which is perfect for the photos. And as you can see, that those old world green and gold trees just look beautifully, and it does look very festive. So thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. If you're new to my channel, I hope I've done enough for you to think about subscribing. I know you want to. You want to come back. You want to see some more. So there is a full playlist of all the people who are playing along this year with Christmas in each month. And today it's Christmas in April. I will have that listed down below. Go and check everybody out and leave them some love. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and a hype if you're on a digital device. And remember, subscribe. Subscribe now. and this is really important. I'm trying to reach 1,000. Thanks for watching, and here's the next video for you.